بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه أجمعين. Allah Azza wa Jal says in the chapter of Al-Qadr, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر. Indeed, we have sent it down, meaning the Quran, on the night of decree. It has also been translated as the night of power and the night of honor. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. And O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what could have possibly made you understand or comprehend what the night of decree is if we had not told you? What could have possibly made you understand the merit and the status of this night if we had not told you? Lailatul Qadri khayrun min alfi shahr. The night of decree is better than 1,000 months. And 1,000 here indicates infinity, or indicates time itself. And inshallah I'll explain that in a second. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر. Come down the angels and Jibreel alayhi salam in it, meaning on this night, by the permission of their Lord, with every important matter, with every decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the upcoming year. Salamun hiya hatta matla' al-fajr. Salam, peace it is, meaning this night is a night of peace and a night of salams until sunrise, until morning. Allah Azza wa Jal explains the merit and the status of the night of decree to us in these 5 verses. In every single verse that we recited, Allah Azza wa Jal makes a reference to the night of decree, and in every single verse Allah Azza wa Jal makes a reference to something else that is beloved to Him. So Allah Azza wa Jal is using 5 different things or beings that are beloved to Him to describe the night of decree. And even it is also important to understand, to realize that these things that Allah Azza wa Jal uses, these beloved things or beings that Allah Azza wa Jal is using to describe the night of decree, are not mentioned in every single verse. But the night of decree is referenced in every single verse. And this is to tell us that this chapter is to tell us the merit and the status of the night of decree first and foremost. And this is the primary purpose of this chapter. And also it is also to tell us the merit and the status of the other things, or the beings or the things that Allah Azza wa Jal uses to describe the night of decree. So what does Allah Azza wa Jal say in the first verse? How does Allah Azza wa Jal describe the night of decree in the first verse? He says, it is a night in which the Quran was sent. It is the night in which the speech of Allah Azza wa Jal was sent. And obviously any night in which the speech of Allah Azza wa Jal is sent down must be a very great night, must be a night of high status. In the second verse, Allah Azza wa Jal is describing the night of decree by talking to His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is the most beloved creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Him. And He says that, O Prophet, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you are the greatest creation. And if I had not told you the status and the merit of the night of decree, even you would not know the status and the merit of the night of decree. So this should tell us how beloved the night of decree is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that even his Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if it was not for Allah telling him, he would not know the status and the merit of, he would not be able to comprehend the status and the merit of the night of decree. And obviously us as normal human beings, we would never be able to comprehend and understand the complete status and the merit of the night of decree. In the third verse, Allah Azza wa Jal uses time itself to describe the night of decree. He says the night of decree is better than 1,000 months. And here 1,000 does not mean does not indicate the number 1,000, but rather it is used to indicate infiniteness, infinity. The Arabs, when they used to describe something or give the count, give the highest count to the unit that they were describing, they would use alf, because alf is the highest number, or 1,000 is the highest number in the Arabic language. In the Arabic language, if there's no million, there's no billion, there's no trillion. The highest number is alf, is 1,000. And if in the old days, if an Arab wanted to say a million, he or she would say alf alf, 1,000 thousands, right? So and a million and billion that are used right now are actually imported in the Arabic language. So Imam al-Qurtubi says that one of the tafsirs of this verse is that alf is to indicate dahr itself, time itself, meaning the night of decree is better than every month that has been created in the past and every month that will be created in the future. The night of decree is better than time itself. And Allah, obviously we know that time is one of the creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the fourth verse, Allah Azza wa Jal tells us that on this night the angels and Jibra'il alayhi salam come down on earth. Jibra'il alayhi salam, we know he is the leader of all angels, and all other angels also come down on earth. And it has also been said, mentioned in the tafsir, that certain angels come down on earth that in other nights other angels would not be able to see them, right? So just like us, how we are not able to see angels, there is a group of elite angels that cannot be seen by other angels, and they also come. I apologize, my phone ran out of storage. So basically, in the fourth verse, Allah Azza wa Jal is describing to us the night of decree by associating it to the angel Jibreel alayhi salam, the leader of angels, and many other angels that will descend on earth. And this also tells us the high status, the merit of the night of decree, the night in which the leader of angels descends and comes down. It must be a very great night. And in the last verse, Allah Azza wa Jal is describing the night of decree with one of his own names, Salamun hiya. The night of decree is salam until morning, until sunrise. Why is it salam? Because the angels, every believer that the angels pass by on this night, they say salam to him or to her. There are so many salams are being said on this night that the night itself becomes salam. The night itself is given one of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this itself is enough of a testimony to tell us how beloved this night is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in the first verse, Allah Azza wa Jal describes the night using the Quran, using his speech. The second verse, Allah Azza wa Jal tells us the merit of the night by associating it to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the fact that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with his greatness, would not be able to understand the greatness of this night. In the third one, Allah Azza wa Jal tells us that this night is better than time itself. In the fourth verse, Allah Azza wa Jal tells us that this night is the night in which the leader of angels descends. And in the fifth verse, Allah Azza wa Jal tells us that this night is salam, is given one of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it has been narrated to us by our mother Aisha, إذا دخل العشر شد مئزره وأحيا ليلة وأيقظ ليلة وأيقظ أهله. When the 10 nights of the last 10 nights of Ramadan would come, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would tighten his belt, meaning he would get ready for rigorous and very intense worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He would make his night lively. He would bring his night back to life what that means is he would stay awake at night, because we know when we sleep, maut is a type of, or sleeping is a type of death, because our souls are taken. And so in the essence, when we're sleeping, we are dead, and hence our night becomes dead as well, dies as well. But if we stay awake and our soul remains in our body, and we are alive, in essence, we are keeping the night alive as well. So Allah has the Prophet ﷺ, which would make sure that the night is alive by him staying awake, and he would also make sure that he wakes his family. He makes sure that his family is awake and they worship Allah Azza wa Jal on this night as well, so that they can benefit from the fruits, from the barakah of the night. And the night is in the last 10 days of the month of Ramadan, um, and we've already entered the last 10 days. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to grant us the tawfiq to follow the footsteps of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to enable us to take full advantage of these last 10 nights of the month of Ramadan. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.